I anticipate we'll hear a lot of lecturing and blame cast at Republicans for everything under the sun today. We'll hear a lot of bottled up angst with a lot of exclamation points and raised voices to boot, directed at the president too. Not surprising. What we won't hear from our colleagues across the aisle today is they're taking ownership of the chaos they've unleashed upon the nation. We won't hear them apologize to the American people for gaslighting them incessantly. And we won't hear an admission that the only reason they shut down the government is to cover up for a policy failure that they themselves concocted and stamped an end date on. But it's a new day, and maybe they'll have a change of heart, see the light, and come clean. We'll just have to wait and see. With that, I now yield to the ranking member, Mr. McGovern, for any comments he wishes to make.
Well, hello, Madam Chair. Welcome back.
Hello, ranking member.
Long time no see. I hardly recognize you guys. Where the hell have you been? It's good to see you back on back in the Capitol building. We've been looking everywhere for you guys. I mean, seriously, we were worried. We actually started handing out missing person posters. Nobody has seen you for 8 weeks. But hey, I'm glad that you're okay. I'm glad that you survived your nice 2-month paid vacation while Democrats stayed in Washington to try to end this shutdown. But here's the deal. Most Americans think that what Republicans did, skipping town in a shutdown, has been one of the most disgraceful, embarrassing, pathetic eras in the modern history of the House of Representatives. For 8 weeks, Speaker Johnson let you all stay home while Americans missed paychecks, skipped meals, and watch their costs explode. Republicans quit their jobs. They disappeared. And they can argue all they want that the House did its job and that's why they went home. It's just BS. The House didn't do its job. If Republicans had done their job, we wouldn't be here right now voting on a different bill than the one that they passed. But instead of working with us on trying to end the shutdown, they all just left. They abandoned their offices, but more importantly, they abandoned the American people. And just so people know, while Republicans sat on their couches waiting for someone to tell them what to do, House Democrats were here. We were here working. We were meeting with regular people, talking with folks about next year's skyrocketing health insurance premiums. I've been back and forth to my district almost every weekend. People showed me the letters that they got on their premiums. They're doubling and they're tripling, not because of Democrats, but because Republicans are failing to act. They extended tax breaks for billionaires in like a nanosecond. That got done. They wasted no time helping out the well-off and the well-connected. But when it came time to help regular people, to extending the health care tax credits that 24 million people depend on, they didn't just say no, they shut the government down over it. Republicans skipped town for 8 weeks because Democrats had the gall to ask you to do something to help regular people. And you know what? It's a real shame. Republicans are selling out middle America, selling out working people at a time when affordability is the #1 issue. And as we see record levels of inequality in this country, Republicans are selling out working people, all so they can do the bidding of the billionaire class. I mean, look what's happening. Trump's reckless tariffs continue to wreak havoc on the economy. He says food prices are way down. That's coming from a guy who dines on caviar at Mar-a-Lago. He's never shopped for groceries a day in his life. He doesn't have to pick between plastic or paper. But his tariffs are costing the average American household over $1,200 this year. And next year, it will be $1,600. That's money for groceries, for bills, for rent, taken out of the American people's wallets. And he's not even hiding it. He's rubbing it in. Trump is literally renovating his bathroom in marble and gold and posting about it on social media while regular people are getting letters saying that their health care premiums are going up by $1,000. People are struggling to stay afloat, and this guy's golfing. He had Air Force One fly over a football game. How much did that cost? He shut down the airspace while regular travelers are stranded all over the country. The administration is funneling $40 billion to bail out Argentina, Republicans are literally subsidizing an entirely different country instead of keeping families in North Carolina or Minnesota or Texas or Indiana from going bankrupt if they face emergency hospital bills. And then giving your donors a fancy new ballroom at the White House while moms and dads can't afford to put food on the table. And speaking of putting food on the table, Trump illegally withheld food assistance from 42 million Americans, kids, veterans, seniors, working families. 2 federal court orders demanded that he pay out these benefits in full. But he would rather appeal to the highest court in the land to starve people out than to simply provide them with the food assistance that he is legally obligated to send to American families. Like, who does that? I mean, that's the Republican policy position. We'll give you your food if you let us take away your health care. I mean, who the hell thinks like that? And I know Republicans don't care. I know your donors have private doctors and insurance CEOs on speed dial. But could you at least pretend to do something about the 20 million Americans who are about to see their health care premiums soar? Or the 4 million people who could lose their coverage altogether? You don't even have a health care plan. You've been promising one for over a decade, and we've never seen it because it doesn't exist. Or maybe it's simply just hiding behind the missing appropriation bills that this Republican majority hasn't passed. I don't know. But what I do know is this. Republicans have been in charge for 292 days. That's 292 days to do something, anything, to lower costs, to bring down prices, to make America more affordable, to do something about health care, tariffs, grocery prices, rent, or heating bills. And what did you do? You handed out tax breaks to billionaires and took the longest paid vacation in modern history. Even your own colleagues called it out. Even Marjorie Taylor Greene says you guys messed up. When Marjorie Taylor Greene thinks you've gone too far, you might want to rethink things. And by the way, you also refused to even swear in our new colleague, the duly elected representative from Arizona's 7th District, Adelita Grijalva. Why? Because she will represent the 218th signature on a discharge petition to release the Epstein files. Oh, we didn't forget about those either. Don't worry. We won't forget that the Speaker of the House refused to swear in the first Latina ever elected to represent Arizona because he was more concerned about protecting pedophiles than getting the truth out there for the survivors. But that's just the perfect metaphor for the Trump economy. If you're rich and powerful, you get ahead. If you're a regular person, Republicans will not lift a finger to help you. And I want to be crystal clear. House Democrats represent something very different. We refuse to accept a government that moves at lightning speed to give tax breaks to billionaires, but then goes home for 8 weeks when it comes to ensuring health care is affordable for working families. We've said it from day one of this shutdown. We will sit down with any Republicans, anytime, any place, anywhere, in order to find a path forward that would reopen the government and finds a solution to Republicans' health care crisis. But we're not just going to roll over and accept your way, your my way or the highway approach to governance. If you need our votes, you need to work with us. But you refuse because you're more interested in extremism than governance. But here's the thing. The beautiful thing about politics is that you don't really lose until you quit trying. And Democrats are going to keep trying because people are counting on us to do something about this healthcare crisis. And when their healthcare premiums double and triple, and they will, and your constituents, I'm sure you're getting the calls, Republicans will own it. Every premium spike, every family forced off coverage, every life put at risk, you own it. And good luck going home to your constituents to explain why you sold them out in order to appease the millionaires and billionaires. Extending these tax credits is the right thing to do. It is the moral thing to do. 13 House Republicans have said it needs to be done because soaring health care costs will devastate our constituents, whether they live in a red state or a blue state. So I want people to know that we will keep fighting. I will keep fighting. My colleagues on this committee on the Democratic side will keep fighting for a government that puts the working class first and for a Congress that actually shows up and does their damn job. I yield back my time.